18 killer got off after making fun of the goddamn family. This shit is insane. W Sarah with the follow.
Smiling, as if the murder of another teenager was nothing more than a joke. But when the judge locked eyes with him, that grin nearly cost him everything. This is the true story of Danta Wright, a 17-year-old from Ann Arbor, Michigan, a teenager whose smirk inside a courtroom nearly destroyed his plea deal and sent him to prison for life.
This is so crazy to me. Like, bro, if you're gonna get off on a plea deal, brother, just take it and go. This guy was fucking gloating in the fucking judge's face. I don't get this shit.
National attention not only because of the crime itself, but because of how Wright behaved in court. His reaction during sentencing, the laughter, the casual attitude, ignited a wider debate about courtroom behavior, remorse, and how judges interpret emotion. On October 4th, 2016, a robbery turned deadly. Wright and two friends, Del Rayo Gracie and Jarius Ellison, set out to rob 18-year-old Jordan Klee, a high school student with dreams of college and a future.
See, this is why America's so fucked up. You could be 15 walking around with a gun. Chat. The only reason I moved gangster in Toronto is because I know I can't get killed. God damn. Like, in America, I'm pussy. Let me tell you.
Ahead of him, they lured Jordan to a location near Pine Lake Village Cooperative. The plan was simple: steal his belongings and disappear. But what followed was an execution. As Jordan stood there, complying, Wright raised a gun and shot him in the back of the head. An 18-year-old boy, gone instantly. According to neighbors, a loud pop echoed through the night just after 9 p.m., followed by the sound of a car speeding away. When officers arrived, they found shell casings near the complex. Investigators quickly focused on a small group of local teens who were often seen hanging out nearby, and soon, a picture of what happened began to form. In the aftermath, police pieced together the sequence of events. Phone records and witness statements led them directly to Wright. When questioned, the teen didn't cry, didn't hesitate. He confessed almost casually. He even boasted about the killing in rap lyrics later cited by prosecutors as proof of his lack of remorse. Detectives described his calmness as chilling, detached, emotionless, almost proud. Investigators later said the motive appeared to be a mix of robbery and rivalry. Court documents revealed text messages between the suspects showing the plan was made only hours before the shooting. Spontaneous, reckless, and deadly. As prosecutors put it, a senseless decision that cost a young man his life. Months later, Wright stood in front of Judge David Swartz, charged with second-degree murder, armed robbery, conspiracy, and felony firearm possession. To avoid a potential life sentence.
17, by the way, chat. What were y'all doing at 17? At 17, I was definitely not picking up guns and running after people. This shit is insane.
For felony murder, he accepted a plea deal, 23 to 50 years in prison, plus 2 years for the firearm charge. But before sentencing, both sides submitted detailed psychological evaluations. Experts acknowledged Wright's troubled upbringing, but agreed.
That's the shit I don't get. Niggas want to talk about troubled upbringing. Chat, I watched this Michael Jackson movie. This guy was getting his ass beat. I got my ass beat, chat! Nigga, what? And I did not end up a criminal. I think,
he
anyway.
fully understood the nature and consequences of his actions. Those findings would later fuel the judge's fiery response to his behavior in court. As the hearing started, Jordan Klee's family took turns addressing the court. They spoke about Jordan's smile,
Why are they wearing jail clothes? What the fuck?
his kindness, his plans for college, and how their lives had collapsed since his death. The courtroom was silent, except for Wright. He smiled, he laughed, as if the tragedy unfolding before him meant nothing.
See, this is crazy to me. This is insane to me. And as his lawyer, do you not tell the man, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you have to be the devil to literally sit there in no remorse in handcuffs after going to a jail cell. Do you know how intensely scary that shit is? And then come out to your court and you're smiling?
One family member read a letter written by Jordan's
the
mother.
devil. That
Jordan
is the devil.
has no future. Jordan can no longer choose to go to college. Jordan can no longer choose to change. Jordan can no longer make a difference.
Oh my god, poor lady, bro. Holy shit. R.I.P. So sad.
Jordan can no longer fall in love or have a family. Jordan no longer has a future. I've lost my only child, my son, my baby, my friend. You get to live. Get to wake up every day. Your life continues. I sincerely hope.
Homie's smiling and rubbing his Birdman hand rub. Like, shit's just sweet. Yeah, God, like God, you see, God, this is why shit happens to certain people, bro.
That whatever it was you wanted so badly that you felt the need to murder my son was worth the next at least 52 years of your continued existence.
As she spoke, Wright sat in silence and then smirked. Then came the words that shocked the room.
Yes, sir. Mr. Wright, what would you like to say?
I just want to tell y'all, I'll be home soon. R.I.P. Keon. I love my family.
I'll be home soon, R.I.P. Keon. Mind you, I don't even think Keon is the guy he killed. I think that's just one of his homies. Yeah, buddy.
Gasps
Lock this
filled the
thug up, buddy.
courtroom.
Lock this thug up!
You know, I have never in 23 years approximately ever not...
You see, that is the last thing you want to hear any person in authority say is, I have never, in my 23 years of doing whatever I do, from that, you know you're cooked. Because you done unlocked a new stage of fucking judging.
Sentenced by the parties, but watching you sit there, smile, laugh, and shake your head like this was no big deal,
Yep.
I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
Courtroom observer
Do it! Throw the book
later
at him!
said you could feel the tension shift. The victim's mother cried quietly. Even Wright's own attorney looked stunned. Some believed at that moment the judge might actually tear up the deal and send the teen to trial for life. The judge called a recess. He met privately with attorneys and the victim's family. After a long discussion, they decided to proceed with the plea deal, not out of forgiveness, but out of exhaustion. They didn't want to relive the horror of the trial. They just wanted it to end. When court resumed, Wright's attorney stood and said,
Your Honor, my client asked me to apologize to the court. His smiling was in no way meant as disrespectful either to the family, to the victim, or to this court. My client is 17 years old. He has some emotional...
Okay, just because you're 17 though doesn't mean you don't have a brain or remorse. Listen, I was 17 helping homeless people. Like, you still are able of understanding what's wrong and what's right. Like, in this situation, I get in the heat of the moment. You're trying to impress your friends. That's why maybe you killed the person. But after the fact, to be smiling in the courtroom, yeah, buddy. You're going, yeah.
And
Lock him
frankly,
up.
was scared.
Lock him up!
And some people display fear by smiling.
What?
he explained.
Yeah, this is why lawyers have to have a special place in hell. I'm not gonna lie. If you could defend somebody like that, but with that type of defense, some people hide their fucking anger by smiling or sadness. You're insane.
Explained Wright's history of mental
need
health
God in your
issues
life, my boy.
and lack of medication while in custody, but few in the courtroom were moved. When given the chance to address the family directly, Wright said nothing. He declined to make a statement, which only deepened the judge's frustration and the family's pain. In the end, Judge Swartz accepted the plea. Wright was sentenced to 23 to 50 years.
23 to 50 years. I don't know how that works too, but 23 years. Dude's 17. He's not getting out till 43. No, 50. He's not getting out till he's 50. That's good math, chat. What is that?
For second-degree murder, with concurrent terms for robbery and
40.
conspiracy, and an additional 2 years for the firearm. Total 25 to 52 years. He won't be eligible for parole until 2042, when he'll be 43 years old. As
Nobody talk about my math skills.
the sentence was read, the smirk finally vanished. The reality of decades behind bars replaced the arrogance of youth.
What do you think about his reaction?
Outside, Wright's mother, Antoinette Carter, spoke to reporters.
Oh, let's hear this.
I'm sorry for her loss, just as well as mine.
Just as well as mine. I'm sorry. Even as a father, if my kid did some shit like that, I'm not expecting to feel the same way as somebody who just got their kid killed by my kid, bro.
Son was supposed to graduate this year too. I don't feel like he understands exactly what's going on because of his mental conditions.
To the Klee family, those words felt like another wound. For them, it wasn't confusion, it was cruelty. The case reignited local discussion about how Michigan handles young offenders. Some argued that law...
Is Michigan like a high crime rate, chat? Is that like a high crime? Is there a high murder rate in Michigan? $100,000 residents, 5.2 per 100,000. I feel like that's high, no? America? Let's see where it ranks type shit. Georgia and Michigan's murder rate is generally consistent with or slightly below. Okay, so they're below the national average. All right.
Long sentences for minors are unjust and fail to rehabilitate. Others said age shouldn't excuse the gravity of murder. That justice means accountability, no matter how young the killer. For Jordan Clee's family, the sentencing brought no relief. Their son's life ended before it began. For Danta Wright, it marked the end of freedom, the price of a moment fueled by greed and indifference. And for Judge Swartz, it became a reminder of the hardest truth in criminal justice. Sometimes justice doesn't feel like victory, only finality. Cases like this show how even the smallest gesture, a smile, a shrug, can change everything in a courtroom. In a space built on emotion and respect, every action matters. Danta Wright thought laughter would mock justice, but it only deepened his punishment. A young man dead, a family shattered, and a teenager condemned to spend decades behind concrete walls. What do you think? Did the judge make the right call in?
Honestly, no. I think that nigga should have got life. Bro, you're not smiling in my courtroom. That's fucking insane, chat. That is absolutely insane. That's insane. Like, let's be real. That's insane, chat. What are we talking about here?
Accepting the plea, or
I'm sorry. Anybody who's laughing in a courtroom after you commit murder, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a fuck. Unless you were murdering to save your daughter's killer or some type of Batman situation, yeah.